Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please like, share, comment if this is what you like. This is a continuation video of our previous corset pattern drafting video. You can check it out. If this is what you want, let's get right into it. So in our previous video, we drafted out these patterns. We have our front, two pieces for the front. The center front is going to be on fold, and we have two pieces for the back. So I'm going to reduce the back, the center back by 1 inch, and then on the waist by 1.5 inches. Connect it like so. The shaded portion is where we'll be cutting out, and behind this where we'll be placing our eyelets after we've drafted or sew our corset. So you cut it out. You can decide to close your darts for the back so that you have a single piece, or you can decide to keep it like two. I decided to maintain the two, so I've gone ahead to cut out my lining and then my fashion fabric, and I also infuse it with medium and then light interfacing. The medium interface is for the lining, and then the lighter one is for the fashion fabric. I hope you understand. So I have two pieces for the front side, or the side front, and then I have a single piece for the center front. I hope you understand. So that is the side of the front, and then this is the center front. So this is how I cut the center front. You fold your fabric like this, place your center front on it, and cut out. After cutting out, this is what we are going to get. So I have two pieces for the center front. I also went ahead to cut wording for the bust area. How I got it was I traced out the armhole up to the under bust, just as you see me doing. Cut it out, and then the middle one is going to be on fold, so that is the middle, and then both the two pieces are going to be for the side. So I've gone ahead to stitch the wording into the fashion fabric, as you can see, and we are going to go ahead to stitch with 1/2 inches. Join the side to the center front for the left, and then the same for the right. You also do same for the lining. So for the lining and then the fashion fabric, the front side or the good side facing each other, you stitch with 1 or 1/2 inches depending on how much allowance you left. And for the back, you do the same. You stitch with 1/2 inches to close the dart. I've gone ahead to do that. Sew with 1/2 inches both the fashion fabric and then the lining. You can decide to stitch it or push it to the side and stitch on it to create a boning channel. You flip it to one side, stitch with 1/2 inches allowance, and then insert a boning channel. But no, I'm going to iron mine flat and then actually sew a boning onto it. Make sure you notch your sewing allowance, and also make sure you cut off any wording that has extended into the sewing allowance. Make sure you notch, especially in the curve areas, right? Then we are going to go to the ironing board and iron them flat. Open it and then iron it flat. I hope you understand. Okay, so when you flip it to the front side or the good side, you see how spacious the bust area is. Like I always say, always go in on the under bust by 0.25 on each side, and this is what you're going to achieve if you follow that instruction. There is no boning yet. So we have a full piece for the front, and then we have 2 pieces for the back. So we have 2 pieces for the fashion fabric and 2 pieces for the lining for the back. We are going to place that aside, and then for the front we have, after joining, you have a single piece, or this like 3 pieces joined together forming this whole piece. It's now time to draw your neckline. So good side or front side facing each other. Make sure you pin it, and also make sure your stitches align. Find the center, and then you can draw any neckline of your choice. I mean any neckline. This pattern can be used for any overbust corset. Please, I can't stress this enough. It can be used for any overbust corset in this world. So you have limitless options for the neckline. I initially decided to go for this look, but then as far as the dip is concerned, it has to go deeper than how it is. If it doesn't go deeper like that, you wouldn't see the actual beauty of the style. And if you go deep, it's going to expose a little bit of your bust area, and I didn't want to do that. So I also went ahead to change the neckline later on. You will see that as the video progresses. But if you want to go for the style, make sure the dip is longer. It will give you a very beautiful look if you don't mind showing a little bit of cleavage. So now this is what we have. So you take out your pins, and then this is what we have on the fashion fabric, and then that is the lining. So what we are going to do now is we are going to place the side of the back over the front side. The same for the other one. You place the side, you're going to align the side of the back and that of the front. I hope you understand. And then sew with 1/2 inches allowance for the fashion fabric. You're also going to do the same thing for the lining, sew with 1/2 inches allowance. I've gone ahead to do that, and then we have a full piece for the lining and that of the fashion fabric. So you're going to place the fashion fabric and then the lining front side or good side facing each other. You place the lining over the fashion fabric like so. Align the seams. At this time you can alter the seam if they do not align, so make sure you check and make sure all of them are aligned. Like I said, front side facing each other. Then you are going to stitch only the top. Only the top area. So I went ahead to stitch, and like I said, because the dip was not deep, it did not really give what I wanted it to give. So I went ahead to reshape the neckline. That is why I said this pattern can be used for any overbust corset neckline design. So I reshaped my neckline. Went ahead to stitch it and then cut off the excesses. And then when you flip it over, make sure you notch the allowances. And when you flip it over, this is what we have. You see, there is a projection on the right cap, which is beautiful, and I love it. And then there is a curve, a normal bust for the left side. Very beautiful design. I really love this one. So now it's time for you to align the bottom of the corset. I like to insert my boning after I have joined the top area. You can decide to join or sew your boning before you do that, but I prefer doing all these before I insert my boning. So you align the bottom of the corset like so, and it's now time for you to draw the shape of the bottom. Any shape you want. You have limitless designs if you follow this pattern. Like I said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload new video. So you can decide to go for this shape for the bottom of the corset, or a V shape, or a star shape, or a W shape, any shape of your choice. You can decide to go in on the side so that you have a U shape design, any design of your choice. So I went for this design. I cut out the unwanted parts. You first have to trim off to make sure they align first. Then you cut out your design. So I went in about 6 inches on the left in some sort of S shape. Then cut it out like so. So this is what we have. So it's now time for me to insert my boning. Like I said, I like to shape everything before I insert my boning. You can decide to bone on the lining or on the fashion fabric. I went ahead to bone on the fashion fabric. And at this stage, you can also decide to do the bust caging method. I think the bust caging method works for people with very heavy bust area. If you're a small size like me, you don't really need it. So this is me inserting the boning. I use a Regening boning. I mean the one you can sew on. I can't stress this enough. Please take your time, especially if you are sewing on the fashion fabric, because your seams are going to be seen on the front side. So take your time. It is very difficult. It is very time consuming when it comes to boning, but take your time. If you don't take your time, you're going to pay back by ripping it off and reinserting it. So take your time so that you do it once. And for the bust area, I mean the bust point and the under bust, what you do is you stretch or you open the seams whilst you sew. So you are going to be opening it up whilst you sew the boning onto it. Take your time, take your time, take your time. If you've made it this far, thank you for stopping by. And don't forget, like I said, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, we go ahead, continue with the boning. Bone. I can stress this enough. Oh my god, I love corsets, but the boning, I don't like it. It's very tedious. So I've finished with the boning, and then on the black bias, because I ran out of sewable boning, and so I attached the bias and then inserted a plastic boning. That's how come you see that black thing. It's now time for you to align the bottom of your corset. There are 2 ways to turn your corset. You can decide to close the side and then turn it down and then cover it with a bias. I love that look, but this one I decided to close the downside and turn it on the side. Make sure that whenever you sew corset, this is the trick, make sure you apply crinoline. I doubled the crinoline on the bottom because I wanted the shape to be very firm, and then I also added crinoline to the top of the corset. Trim off the excesses. I just wish it was as fast as I'm showing in this video, but remove. Alright, so I've gone ahead to iron flat the crinoline onto the fashion fabric, and it's now time for us to turn. I also added this bra cap to the corset. So we are now going to flip to the good side. Don't worry if your fabric looks crumbled and all that. Just continue to turn. Don't think about anything, just make sure you are turning. That's a joke, don't worry. Alright, you see this is not so very nice, but iron is going to do all the trick for you. We are going to do the molding for now for the bust area. So this is how I mold. Just watch what I'm doing. You see the difference between the right side and then the left side. After molding, the right side has projection for the bust and then the left side is flat. This is the final look of the corset. In my next video, I'll be showing you how I insert the eyelet. Don't forget, like I said, like, share and subscribe. I hope you like it, and then let me know if you tried it out and how it turned out.